Why, hello everyone. It's been a while since I've made a video, but I have been working 4 hours away out of town, which means I have to leave on Sunday nights. And I have two kids playing travel ball. Well, that just ended. So now I have a little bit of time on the weekends. And I'm going to try to start making videos again. Hopefully, regularly, semi-regularly. But, so this is what this tank is looking like these days. There's been quite a few changes. I've been leaning more and more towards shrimp for a while now. But that's even more so now these days. I was able to sell a whole bunch of these shrimp I got. And it's got me way excited about shrimp. So anyway, this tank is now going to be a fire red only tank. Of course, with the endlers, there's probably 100 plus endlers in there. And I caught all but about 3 females who happen to be like the most super genius endlers in the whole wide world. Because you catch the other 100 and some in 3 minutes. Of course, there's little fries in there that I'm going to have to get out over time. Most of them I just threw in the guppy pond. But one of them 20s in there, I put a net full of fish, a fry in, so I'll still have the rainbow tiger endlers going. But they just won't be in here. But this thing's going to be mainly to basically a fire red farm. Pretty nice looking fire red farm. Adding that other aqua clear was doing what I really hoped it would do, clearing out the mulm that was just sitting there piling up, and that's all just somehow all the snail shells ended up in this corner. The plecos don't really do anything except over here. This is where the big boy, he digs out. This is his spot. He lives in the terracotta thing and underneath that big rock. But other than that, he leaves the rest of the tank alone. He don't tear nothing up, which I'm glad for. Let's see if we can get some shots of these shrimpies. Some fire red shrimp. There's a nice, let's see if I can find it on the camera. Yeah, it's a nice buried one right there. She was just upside down. You could see the eggs real good. There, oh yeah. It's a pretty cool shot. Okay. And then I just actually had to dry my hands off to pick up my phone. This is my main yellow goldenback tank. I was seeing a few more uglies in there. Usually, I mean, you'd like to not have a single one. But when you have hundreds of shrimp in a tank, there's going to be a couple slip through the cracks. I was sitting there calling, and I don't know, this happened 3 or 4 times just now. I'd look, catch one, put it in the cull tank, and I'd just sit there look, not see another cull, put my net up, and I'd turn around, out the corner of my eye, I'd see one swim by. I was like, son of a, you little... But, and believe it or not, I just sold 50 shrimp out of this tank. And there's still tons of them. There's still a lot of shrimp in here. These guys, you gotta be careful though when you sell them, because they don't breed out super fast. It takes them a while to get going with this line. So they're not gonna. And now when their numbers get low, because I've sold these guys down pretty low before, and then they bounce back quick. But then once they get a certain level, they just kind of, they don't get way overpopulated like the fire reds will. Look at this moss. Look at all them fire reds. I hadn't sold or taken a shrimp out of this tank in I don't know. This is what it looks like today. I hadn't sold any shrimp out of this tank in a long time. And I just sold some out of it. There's still quite a few. And then we have the snowball tank. And like there might be 1,000 shrimp in here. These guys are. I notice when the colony gets way overcrowded like this, all the shrimp stay smaller. But they're still breeding, still populating. When the tank gets way overcrowded like this, that's algae growing on the glass. They're just covered on the sides of the tank. Anubias is covered in them. And that's just one leaf. The shrimp have been doing good. No, this is my shrimp cull tank and my hybrid guppy inler project tank. Since this colony of fish has started getting pretty big now, I don't see that many shrimp in here anymore. Yeah, that's probably one of the ones I just culled. He's got the golden back, but he ain't got the yellow. That might be one of my black rose culls. I don't know. It's awful big. My black rose shrimp get real big like that. And this mess down here, this tank went green. Still got junk on the floor in front of it. My Bloody Mary tank. They're doing fine. The tank just turned green. You can't see anything. But the shrimp are all doing good. They're not populating real good in there, so I don't know. And they done real well. I say that, but let me see. right down the rock. You can see him. And this is a really good line. When I cleared out all the moss in this tank a few months back, I did the culling. The tank got out of balance, so we got some green water issues. But the Bloody Mary shrimp don't care. They're doing just fine. I better stop doing this before I drop my phone in the water. There's some other new goings-ons over here. I'm down to 4 tanks powered by air. These bottom 4. And I just redid my green jade tank. And it is now powered by a power head. And that was one of the power heads I got. And I got like a dozen of them. One of them didn't have the spout. It shoots the water across the tank. It's just shooting it straight up to the surface. It's one of the bigger power heads. I use on my 40s. But some of them still get shot across through there. But believe it or not, I sold over 100 shrimp out of this tank. That's why I redid it. Of course, they all love the moss. I mean, there's tons of them in that moss. They're all doing good. Now this is the tank. I am getting ready to redo this tank tonight. Because when I got that, I offered the moss for sale. And I talked to a gentleman tonight. He must be an older guy. Just being a newbie in tanks, helping him out, and I was done selling moss, but so I guess I can go ahead and do it for this guy. So I'm gonna sell, or he already gave me the money. I'm gonna send him about probably 80% of the moss in this tank. And then I still have this tank completely overgrown, that tank completely overgrown. The tank on the bottom is not. That moss floated up and now it's floating. So we got all that. And then another new thing going on. This used to have panda guppies in it. You know, I was all excited because I was having troubles with sick guppies this past winter. And I had to use all kinds of strong medication, high doses, to get rid of it. And it wasn't good. Because even though the fish recovered, I never seen a single fry in here. The females would get fat and pregnant, but there's just eggs. I never had the dark. It was just eggs. You'd see them drop unfertilized eggs. So the males must have been sterile or something was up from all the medication. So the males or females, if one of them still wasn't sterile, one of them will pass their genes on in the guppy pond. So what I did, I caught about 100 blue dreams out of here. I'd say there's still a whole bunch more. So that'll be exciting to see how many blue dreams are actually in here, because I have no clue. And I probably caught 100 and put in here to start this. This is going to be a shrimp only, a shrimp and pleco blue dream tank. Of course, they're all hiding. Sometimes you can't see hardly any of them. Other times there'll be a whole bunch of them out at the same time, but they all just hide in the moss. Like if you look over the moss, you'll see little blue specks here and there. And they just get right down in there. I think this moss is one of the reasons why I do pretty good with shrimp. But yeah. Oh, then we got these shrimp tanks over here. That top tank is where I put the net full of rainbow angler fry. Because that's a fire red colony too, and then that's a fire red colony too. That's a yellow golden back. That's ended up being a coal tank. There's a couple great big, really nice, because it started off as a yellow golden back tank. But now just kind of, I think there's a female guppy in there that ain't got a boyfriend. She's still in there. And yeah, and that tank there, I got it on the right tank. Yep, my camera work hasn't improved any, as you can tell. And then on the ground, snowballs. And in that tank, that's way overpopulated, they stay small. This colony, because it's on the floor and that tank don't have a heater in it. And in the wintertime, that tank probably gets in the 50s, I'm sure. It's slower than what my thermometers measure. And they go down to 64. So they don't breed real fast. But the shrimp are a lot bigger. But these guys on the floor there is my orange curras, and they're very prolific. But who knows? I see a lot of good looking guys down here in the black rose tank. I'll have to clear this tank out soon and go through these guys and do a column. This tank is so thick. And this is the blue velvets. Right there. I really like these guys. They're super nice. Light blue shrimp. There were thousands, or not thousands, but there were hundreds in here. But just with the moss, I can't really tell, but I don't see that many. So, hopefully something that, these guys are really fragile. Like if water changes, every time I do a water change, even if it's only like 10%, I'll see at least one or two die in there before it got overgrown. Now I don't even know what's going on in there. I gotta stay on top of this a little better. Yeah. And these shrimp are super nice. Oh. Let me see that. nice orange shrimp, and they're really prolific too. But honestly, being on the floor, how I have these things positioned, it's really hard to get at. Really hard to get at. Those two bottom tanks. And those two bottom tanks are no good to get into for a big fat guy like me. Really hard. But anyway, I was able to sell quite a few shrimp. Relit the fire. I mean, I'm still into it. I just haven't been making videos, and clearly I've still been taking care of the tanks. But everyone's still getting fed. Waters are getting changed a little bit. Not like they used to be, but they still are. Look at all these freaking guppies. Crazy. And then these guys are starting to look pretty cool. Blue star endlers. Right there. And I probably threw in like 15 or 20 yellow goldenbacks. I don't know, in the spring sometime. And there's getting to be quite a few shrimp in here. Oh, I need to do a shout out to my buddy Valley Fish. I need to replant that. If you saw any of my plants in here that are new, he sent me some. I'm going to send him some shrimp when he's ready for them. These endlers are starting to... I like these endlers. I'll keep these guys going. And then, I guess I was just going to talk about shrimp, but I'm still going to keep these guys. My favorite guppies. I'm getting ready to go through and call them and reset them. Do a reset. These are my red mosaics that I've actually fully reset 2 or 3 times now. Now their numbers are getting crazy. Let's see if I can find a super good one. That guy's pretty sweet. There's some. I was staying on top of him. That guy's awesome. He's a call, but wow. Pretty badass fish. Pretty psyched. This tank, believe it or not, does not have a single shrimp in it. I thought about throwing some orange shrimp in here just to see who makes it. This might be the only tank I have. This tank there, what I call the blue diamond. Oh, that's a pleco. And this is one of the tanks where I'm trying to raise the plecos. Yeah, some decent sized plecos. In my other tanks I have pleco fry. Look at all these. There's getting to be a bunch of these guys in here. And all this tank is, yeah, catching the last freaking guppies out. Because there's some guppies in here. Can't catch them out just like I can. These are all, they're my black rose line that I imported throws all kinds of really beautiful blue shrimp. So whenever I'd call my black roses, I would throw all the blue calls in here. As you can see, there's some black shrimp in here, but most of them are really They're not all uniformly blue, but they're mostly all blue. So this is just a little experiment I've been doing. That's a pretty nice looking shrimp. There's a male, good looking male swimming around. There's some really nice shrimp in here. Oh my god, now I can get up off the ground. Valley Fish also sent me these little pieces of wood. And I see this is where I got the super red plecos in here. Okay. There's a good looking melon right there. Two of them. Those are sweet. One more tank to talk about. And boom, we're on the other side of the house. In my completely destroyed living room. This is not even my room, but this is the 75-gallon green jade tank. It's covered in algae. I'm gonna throw some plecos in here when some of my fry in the other tank get bigger. I'm gonna throw a few in here. Keep my glass clear for me. Look at these. They're everywhere. Beautiful, dark, green jade shrimp. They're everywhere. This moss is completely out of control. Let's see if we can get a better view from over here. Oh yeah, let's see. Zoom in, you can see just how many shrimp are in this tank. That's just the ones at the top. They're all through this, like fleas on a dog. They're all in this moss. Look at this. The moss all the way up to the filter, all the way up to the top. Algae, shrimp and the algae on the filter everywhere. Look at this corner right here. This is just one corner on the bare gravel. The reflection makes it hard to see. There might be 50 shrimp just right there in a 2-inch by 6-inch spot. So what's going on around here? Thank you all for watching. Bye.